let's move on to what I really wanted you on here for. This is ESPN came out with a top 10 quarterback of 2025. This isn't a new thing they've done. This is something they've been doing the last couple of years. I'm going to pull this list up, and this list is made up of voters from all 32 NFL teams, scouts, executives, coaches, right? They have Patrick Mahomes number one. Now, this is for, I guess, going into the season based on whatever. They have Patrick Mahomes number one. They have Josh Allen number two, Joe Burrow 3, Lamar 4, Jaden Daniels 5, Matt Stafford 6, Justin Herbert 7, Jared Goff 8, Jalen Hurts 9, Baker Mayfield 10. And nobody was more happy than me when this list came out, because I've been on this.
Because your boy is once again being propped up as the GOAT. But go ahead.
I mean, he's earned it. Like, these players have earned their ranking. And the reason, and it's not even Josh Allen. Josh Allen, if he wasn't number one, he was number two. He's top three, whatever order you want to put it in. I would say, to me, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league. But I understand that other things go into these voting. But if I'm judging these players based on what I see on the field, Josh Allen, in like just singular talents, Josh Allen is the best. There's nobody that Josh Allen can do everything everybody on this list can do, and not everybody can do what Josh Allen can do, period. Like, that's when you look at just talent, like Josh Allen is just leaps and bounds above everybody else in almost every other thing. But again, people want to contribute winning because winning is apparently a singular player thing in football. People want to talk about Super Bowl rings. This quarterback outperformed. The dumbest thing I ever hear somebody say. No, championships do matter. I never said championships matter. I said Kawhi's championship mattered more because you said he team jumped. I was like, he got traded to Toronto, right? If I remember correctly, he didn't choose Toronto. He was only there for a year.
Out,
yeah, and he won with fucking Fred VanVleet and fat Kyle Lowry.
VanVleet, DeRozan, and Kyle Lowry, like they were all
bums.
In their primes.
A bunch of B and C players.
They had Siakam too, right?
Bums. A bunch of just
they
B
were
players.
Bums.
Anyway,
they were one of the top teams in the East. But I digress. Go ahead.
The reason why I'm happy about this list, if you remember correctly, after the Super Bowl, when everybody was trying to put Jalen Hurts as the best quarterback in the league and he's a top 5 guy and he's tier 1, I said, well, okay, hold on. Enjoy your Super Bowl, folks. I get it. Philly, be happy. There's not much to be happy about over there. But pump your brakes. Jalen Hurts did fine. He did his job. He's somewhere in the 8 to 12 range, if I was really ranking them. And to me, 8 to 12 are fairly interchangeable, like however you want to do it. I think I went as far as to do that on that specific show. I got murdered for just the thought that Jalen Hurts wasn't a top 5 quarterback in the league. He outperformed this guy and he did this and blah, blah, blah. And when it's time to play Jalen Hurts, everybody's better until they play Jalen Hurts. Let me explain something for some of you troglodytes and neophytes out there who don't have common sense. Quarterbacks don't play each other. I don't know if anybody knows this. What one quarterback does on the field has nothing to do with what the other quarterback has done on the field, i.e. Joe Burrow all season. Because if you look at what Joe Burrow's done, he was probably the best quarterback in the league, but nobody will say that because the Bengals were a terrible team. Winning and losing, I don't know if anybody knows this, is a team statistic. It's not a quarterback statistic. Quarterbacks don't play defense. So no, Jalen Hurts didn't beat Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels or whoever is rightfully above him because they're just better players. Jalen Hurts was along for the ride, guys. He held the steering wheel. When you look at great quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, JT, stop me when I'm lying. People game plan for Patrick Mahomes to stop Patrick Mahomes. Teams game plan to stop Josh Allen. Teams game plan for Joe Burrow. Hey, Joe, go win us the game. Hey, Josh, go win us the game. Hey, Lamar, go win us the game. Jaden Daniels, you're the man now. Go win us the game. Teams are game planning for those guys.
So I want to hear
Jalen Hurts.
I want to hear your
Jalen
impersonation of what they're saying in the film room when it's time to play Jalen Hurts. What are they saying? What are they saying?
Hey, Jalen Hurts, give the ball to Saquon.
No. What are the opposing defensive coordinators saying? So you're trying to say they're not saying, hey, like we got to stop Jalen Hurts. What are they saying in your opinion?
Yeah, we have evidence of that. We know what they said. We know what the Washington said in the NFC title game, and we know what Kansas City said in the Super Bowl. They focused all their attention on Saquon because Saquon was the offense all year. Jalen Hurts was just good enough to overcome that. They paid little to no mind to Jalen Hurts. They said, we're going to force this guy to throw the ball. I never said Jalen Hurts was a bad quarterback. I said he's a B-plus quarterback. He's more of a game manager than the superstar that people are trying to put him above. And they're only doing it because they won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts had 0 MVP votes. There's 45 voters who get 5 votes each. He's had 0 300-yard games this season, or he might have 1. He doesn't have a 4,000-yard passing season. He is not a superstar. He's a star, no doubt. He's a good player. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Fair enough. But there are 10 to 12 guys that be put with the best offensive line in football, and Saquon Barkley and 2 number 1 wide receivers and the best offensive line and really good defense. There's probably 10 or 12 guys that could sit in that situation and win a Super Bowl. Straight up. These players are asked to go out and win games, and Jalen Hurts is asked to not lose it. That's not a tier 1 guy. That's all I've been saying. And now I'm justified by not the gym class Jerry's out there on Instagram telling me I'm an idiot because I don't have Jalen Hurts number 1 on the list. They have him at number 9. These are executives. These are scouts. These are coaches that actually work in football. You're not going to sit there and tell me you watched Jaden Daniels and not think that dude was amazing. I don't even know if Jalen Hurts is the second best quarterback in his own division. I got to see what Dak looks like when he's back off health, because before he got hurt, he was having an MVP season. So let's see what he looks like coming back off the injury. I'm not saying that he's better. I'm just saying there's going to be a discussion if Jalen's even the third or the second best quarterback in his own division. And you guys want me to put him above Josh Allen because he has a Super Bowl? Nick Foles has a Super Bowl. Were we putting him ahead of Peyton Manning and all these other guys? Stop it. Stop it. It's enough. It's enough. I've ranted on enough. What do you think about this list? I know me and you talked offline. You have some disagreements about it, and I can think of the one guy you don't like on here.
Yeah. So I think the main problem with this list is 2 things. One, are they doing this based off of just last year alone, or is this over like a 3 to 4 year span? Like, that's what I don't know. Because if we're talking year to year, that list is going to be mad inconsistent. So that's the first thing. And then the other thing is the other problem with that list is, I think only 3 dudes on that list have a Super Bowl, and one of the guys has like 80% of the Super Bowl. So we only arguing most of the list based on like stats and which stats we think are sexier, which wins we think are better, who's carrying the water more, who's got more MVPs, who does this better. So that's always hard because we're basically arguing style points because most of the people on this list don't have a ring. My main problem, and I'll start at the top, Jaden Daniels got to come off this list. I'm sorry. He got to come off this list specifically for what I said. We don't know the time frame on this, and to me, he's the least accomplished on this list. And if we're being real, I thought he was good, but I think part of the allure with Jaden Daniels is 2 things. One, he went to a shitty franchise and they had a great year. But part of the reason why they had a great year because 2 of the teams in that division were ass last year. Cowboys did not have Dak, and the Giants we saw where they picked in the draft. And Philly obviously won the Super Bowl, but he went to a historically bad franchise, and he had a good year. I think they had one of the easiest schedules in the league. That happens because that's the same reason why C.J. Stroud is not on this list right now, because he did the same thing the year before. So I need to see more. And the other reason why I'm taking Jaden Daniels off this list, his stats are kind of comparable to Bo Nix. I'm not saying they're identical, but they're not that far off. And nobody would put Bo Nix in the top 12, right?
Oh, I would. I would.
But most people would not.
Most people would.
He's not even being considered. But that's my point. His season wasn't that different than Bo Nix. Like, I just think it was perfect storm. Like, he's playing in Washington. He's playing in a very publicized division, and they went to the playoffs. So I would just take him off out of principle because I need to see more, and I'm not falling for this trap again. The other is, all right, we gotta really, really have a conversation about Joe Burrow, because only Joe Burrow gets to do this shit and gets rewarded. Justin Herbert's not there yet, because I feel like people have cooled off on him, even though I think he's kind of underrated. But let's have a conversation with Joe Burrow, because he's the Kawhi Leonard of this list that don't have a ring. He had 1 year where they got lucky and beat Mahomes and went to the Super Bowl and they lost. Okay, great. You went to the championship, you lost. You got the best receivers in the league. Your defense was the worst in the league. So naturally, if you stay healthy for all 17, you're going to put up some numbers, right? If I put you out there with the worst defense in the league and you got Chase, Higgins, all these weapons, you're going to put up numbers too, right? Exactly. So I feel like I don't want to underrate Joe Burrow, but I feel like we are ascending him because we like the way he does things. It's Joe Cool, and he's got this aura around him. He ain't better than Lamar Jackson until he showed me something. Like, just because of the way he plays, I think people are more comfortable with that. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. The MVPs tell us that. The wins tell us that. The playoff appearances tell us that. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. He's not better than Josh Allen. So I think he needs to move down this list. Over the past couple of years, I feel like he's been closer to Baker Mayfield than he is to those two guys. Would you agree?
I wouldn't say all that.
Because Baker Mayfield has been a top 10 quarterback, and people don't want to give him his respect. Like, he's been balling.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think Baker Mayfield, I could argue Baker Mayfield could be as high as 8. I'd shuffle the bottom half of this list up a little bit, but yeah, I'm with you. Baker Mayfield's not getting the respect he deserves. I don't know. I hear you about success, but there's a lot. I'm not going to look, because I can't look at the Bengals' lack of whatever and say it's Joe Burrow's fault. This guy had almost 5,000 passing yards. He had like 49 something. He had
Justin
43.
Herbert had 5,000 passing year.
I got you, but Joe Burrow had 43 touchdowns, and yes, he does have elite wide receivers, but he doesn't have much of a run game, and they have a bad defense. Like, we're talking.
Chase Brown was a baller last year.
Their run game isn't all that well. I mean, it's Joe Burrow. Like, there's nobody, like maybe Lamar, but I would probably take Joe Burrow over Lamar. I think Joe Burrow is better than Lamar. I just think
I don't.
Lamar's had better teams.
I don't know.
Lamar has better coaching. Like, Lamar's been great. It's just I would, if I had to draft players, I'm probably taking Joe Burrow, and Lamar probably deserves to be. I mean, Lamar's a top 5 guy, and again, I think we're splitting hairs with Lamar or whatever. Like, if you just want highlights, you want a guy. I think Lamar would do really well in Cincinnati. Also, I think Joe would do really well in Baltimore. To me, it's too much of a style change to say that one is better than the other, because I think they're very similar. But Joe Burrow was the most accurate quarterback in the league last year. Like, he had
a great year.
I got you.
Should have been MVP.
He 100%. If Josh Allen didn't win an MVP, and now, but I do believe in it's your turn thing, because Josh Allen probably should have won it the year before that Lamar won it, because Josh had better stats. But that's why the argument this year was so interesting, because Lamar technically had better stats than Josh, but I think they got it wrong the year before and gave it to Lamar when they should have given it to Josh. But Lamar's team was winning more. You know what I mean? So now you're at the situation where honestly they should just give the MVP to the most impressive, and Joe Burrow was easily the best out of all of them. So
let me ask you a question, because you bring up a very good point. I want to go back to your point about flipping Burrow and Lamar. Here's what I do know. I've seen Lamar Jackson win MVPs with no Pro Bowl talent at wide receiver and running back. Derrick Henry, he finally had him this year, but Lamar had been winning MVPs before Derrick Henry came to town. All right. I've never seen Joe Burrow be successful without Jamar Chase. This goes back to LSU. Like, they had one of the greatest offenses ever at LSU. He had him and Justin Jefferson playing against kids, and now he's got Jamar Chase in the NFL, and he's clearly the best receiver in the league. And he has T. Higgins, who is probably one of the best wide receiver twos of the last decade. Like, I got to see him go to Baltimore and win in that environment where you don't have any of those guys. Like, it's Joe Burrow putting up these numbers, throwing to Hollywood Brown and Deontay Johnson, and and Mark Andrews. Like, he's not doing that. Like, are we being real? To be honest, I have more faith in Josh Allen doing better in that situation than I do Joe Burrow. And just because of that, That's why I said he is not in that tier of the top 3. However you want to slice it, Mahomes is 1, and then Allen and Lamar are 2 and 3. And that's it. Like, I feel like that list is locked, and then you can renegotiate this after that.
You brought up Jaden Daniels not being on the list. He had probably the greatest rookie quarterback season I think we've ever seen. And
why? How?
Just based off his stats and the success and the winning, right? He single-handedly took one of the worst franchises to the NFC title game, JT, as a rookie with a bad defense and one legit wide receiver and a dinosaur at tight end. Zach Ertz has been in the league for 113 years, and his offensive line was average at best, and that's being nice. So Jaden Daniels 100% deserves to be. There was not 4 other quarterbacks better than him in the NFL. So like he deserves to be at that 5 spot. Even if you want to put him at 6 because you're just giving Matt Stafford the legacy.
We already talked about. So you don't think Jalen Hurts is better than Jaden Daniels?
Hell no.
You crazy?
Hell no. Jalen Hurts didn't.
I think Dak Prescott is better than Jaden Daniels, just based on what we've seen.
Getting pushed in the end zone by 5 dudes is not impressive. There's nothing that Jalen Hurts does better than Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels literally had to make things up on the fly. Jalen Hurts got all the attention taken off him because he has a top 10, top 5 tight end, 2 number 1 wide receivers, and the best running back, probably weapon that's not a quarterback, not named Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen.
But he's been balling before Saquon got there. I agree. I think he had less on his plate this past year because Saquon was there, and I think that's more of the coach's decision. I will give you that. But Jalen Hurts been balling since he came into the league. Like he had AJ Brown the entire time.
He's not a bum. I didn't say he was a bum, but he's not on the level of these other guys, man. Like he's just watching what Jaden Daniels did. Put Jalen Hurts on last year's Buffalo Bills roster. They win 6 games max. You think Jalen Hurts could have taken that Bills team to the AFC title game? Honestly,
I don't know.
Oh,
but here's the thing.
How many 300-yard games has he had?
If you put Jaden Daniels on the Broncos, we're not having this conversation. That's the point I was making, is because he played for Washington in that division, that's boosting his aura stock. It's true. That's the first thing you said. He took a shitty franchise because we hate Dan Snyder. And he took him to an NFC Championship game just to get their ass beat by another guy on this list that I think should be much higher and gets disrespected because of how Sean McVay treated him like shit out west. Jared Goff should be much higher on this list. Dude has been balling. Now I will say that I don't want to say this because it's you, and I know you're gonna love me. You're gonna love this. The guy that don't belong on this list is Matthew Stafford. And
Matt Stafford belongs on this list.
And you know me, I fought you to death about Matthew Stafford, and he's finally getting his flowers because he's not in Detroit anymore. But is he a top 5 quarterback in the league, in your opinion? Because I feel like
no,
I gotta be able to drop him anywhere, and he's gonna have a chance to take me to a championship.
I'll put it to you like this: if I was redoing this, I think the first 4 are set. If you want to flip Joe Burrow and Lamar, fine. I don't care. It's those 4 guys. If I had to move somebody, I would put Jared Goff at the 5, which moves Jaden Daniels to the 6, and Matthew Stafford to the 7, and then I would flip. Justin Herbert has to come down. Like, I think Justin Herbert should be probably in the 9 spot, which puts Jalen Hurts in the 8 spot. So, like, Baker, I love Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield could win a Super Bowl with this Eagles team. He's not. He's too gunslingy. He's not as consistent as any of these other guys.
But Baker Mayfield,
I would put Justin. No, I would no. I lied. So I would put it would be Jalen at 8, Baker at 9, Justin Herbert at 10. That's how I would do it.
I think the top 4, I agree with you. It's Mahomes is 1. I think Allen and Lamar are interchangeable. Joe Burrow is the distant 4th, in my opinion. 5 gotta be Jalen Hurts. It gotta be Jalen Hurts just based on what he's accomplished. In the 2 Super Bowls, been the best player in those 2 Super Bowls, and won one against the GOAT. He got a championship on this list. He gotta be 5. And everything he does isn't pretty, but he wins. He wins. And he plays hurt too. I agree with you. I think Jaden Daniels got to come off this list. I think Baker Mayfield got to come up higher. Jared Goff has to come up higher. Justin Herbert is who I struggle with because I feel like he's on this list strictly because people want him to be great. Like he has all the talent. It's just like, oh well, he just hasn't had enough around him, but he's puts up all these stats. And I think the reason why he's on this list is there aren't enough good quarterbacks to boost up into the top 10 to replace him. Because are you putting Kyler Murray on this list over Justin Herbert?
Am I putting who?
Kyler Murray.
Hell no.
Jordan
Kyler Murray's
Love.
up. Nah.
CJ Stroud.
Goddamn.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is one. I could see, like, if I was to take anybody off the list, it would be Justin Herbert for Brock Purdy, 100%. Or no, people aren't going to like this. Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott, again, we're forgetting about him because he was hurt and not remembering the MVP season he had the year before. Like, Dak Prescott is really good. He just plays for the Cowboys. That's his problem. I feel like Dak Prescott played for the Texans or played for another team, the people would like him a lot more. I think it's because he plays for the Cowboys. Just like you said, people want Justin Herbert to be great, so they elevate him. I think they devalue Dak because he plays for the Cowboys. He's really good.
Oh, of course.
And I think if he played for a different franchise, I think he would get respected a lot more, 100%.
And that's my point. I think the reason why Jalen Daniels, Justin Herbert, and to a certain extent Matthew Stafford, I think the reason those guys are on this list is because those guys that I just named to you, you're not definitively saying like, oh yeah, they should be on this list. It's like, baby, like you don't feel comfortable putting them in the top 10 list. And that's why you have Herbert, Jaden Daniels, and Matthew Stafford on this list, because there's really no one to dethrone them out of the list that you feel comfortable rubber stamping saying like, oh, this guy's definitively better. Like swap him out and put this guy in. Like, I don't believe in Jordan Love. Like, what has he done to be a top quarterback? I know he's young, he's got good plays, but he's inconsistent. Kyler Murray, we feel the same way about him. Brock Purdy, is it the system? Is it the weapons? Like, is he a real, top guy? Dak Prescott, you already mentioned. There's just not enough elite NFL quarterbacks. That's why this list is just, I feel like after the top 4 is just like a crapshoot.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm putting Jalen Hurts in the top 5. I hear you.
Why? What is keeping him outside the top 5?
That he's not because
you got guys ahead of him that don't even got championships or have been to
Nick
a Super Bowl.
Foles has okay. So Eli Manning is better than Drew Brees because he has more championships. Or
some people argue that.
Is Nick Foles better? Is Nick Foles better than Dan Marino because he has a championship?
Stop this shit. You act like Nick Foles. Nick Foles played one game, like one lucky game.
You're saying because you're vaulting him to the top 5 because he has a championship over a guy. You're a Miami fan. You got Tua. They got a 17th concussion in 4 days.
No, Tua hasn't played enough games to qualify.
I'm asking. Miami needs a quarterback, and everybody's it's your turn. You're on the clock. Everybody in this top 10 list is already taken. You got Josh Allen. You got let's go through the list. You got Josh Allen. Let's start at number 1 then. You got Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts. Who you want the Dolphins to take?
The top 4, I told you, is
okay.
locked.
Okay, Josh. I'm doing this for clarity. I don't want no mistakes being made here. So Patrick Mahomes, right? Josh Allen over Jalen Hurts, right? Miami needs a quarterback. Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts. Okay, Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts. Okay.
Or is health?
God,
I'm saying it matters. It matters.
No, it don't matter. Who's better?
Am I getting? If you're telling me I'm getting these quarterbacks with a clean bill of health and then they could get hurt, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah, everybody's healthy. Matt Stafford.
Cool. Matt Stafford right now, like at his age?
Yes. Matt Stafford.
That's tough. I
tough
like Matt Stafford too.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, I know I get more years out of Matthew Stafford. I might have a shorter.
Your Super Bowl window is next year. We're not building a franchise. You need a quarterback.
In Miami with our coach, I'd probably say Matthew Stafford.
Okay. Jared Goff.
Hurts.
Baker Mayfield.
Hurts.
Justin Herbert.
Oh, that's touchy because I wanted us to draft Justin Herbert too.
Justin Herbert has 20,000 yards. He's played 5 years.
Shoved it 500 times a year, 600 times a year. I gotta say Hurts because I know he can win.
Jaden Daniels.
Hurts.
Oh, man,
Not even
you're
close.
bugging. All right, so that
You
moves him up.
he
That
played
moves him
1
up. So that
year.
moves him up one spot. So I mean, we're saying the same thing.
He's at right where I put him, 5 or 6.
Okay.
Stafford is tricky because I'm like, he's old. I'm like, do I want to start my team with him? Like Jalen.
You're winning. You're
Jalen
trying to
Hurts
win the
is
Super
5.
Bowl next year.
He's 5.
You're playing
man.
in the Super Bowl. All right, he's 5. For a guy who's held the steering wheel, who's had all this luck. Jalen is good, but we're talking about, you don't get credit for allowing Saquon Barkley to do all the work, and you've only had to play well in 2 games that the team didn't game plan for you for. I think a lot of people would perform well. like he got the Super Bowl MVP because he made big plays down the stretch, but he made those big plays because they sold on him and they were focused on Saquon. And the defense, specifically that front 4, gave him excellent field position pretty much all game. Like, the defense should have got the Super Bowl MVP. The entire fucking defense, the whole front 4 should have gotten Super Bowl MVP because they were fucking destroying Patrick Mahomes in that offensive line. And because they were doing that, it allowed Jalen, again, because they didn't care about Jalen, it allowed him to shine as much as he needed to. There's not a chance in hell that anybody realistically is going to sit there and act like Jalen Hurts is the reason why the Eagles are successful. If any, he's not even, there's probably, like, when I look, and that's the other thing that bothers me about this list. Josh Allen, best player on his team. Joe Burrow, best player on his team. Patrick Mahomes, best player on his team. Jaden Daniels, best player on his team. Jalen Hurts, probably the 8th best player on his team. Like, he's probably not. He's not.
Are we
sure
Joe Burrow's the best player on that team?
Hell yeah, 100%. I know they have Jamar Chase.
If Jamar Chase is not there, are we even having this conversation? Be real.
Jamar Chase hasn't been there. He's been hurt too. Like, Joe Burrow still does what he does. Like, he's Joe Burrow enough. Joe Burrow's won at every level he's played in.
With Jamar Chase. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen him without Jamar Chase.
I've never seen Patrick Mahomes without Travis Kelce and Andy Reid.
As a matter of fact, the only time I ever
we could do that for everybody. Matter of fact, that's why, and that's another reason why Josh Allen's the best. Josh Allen's doing this. He hasn't had nearly the consistency as like the Patrick Mahomes.
Bad division. He get to play the Jets, the Patriots, and the Dolphins twice a year. Those are arguably 3 of the 5 worst dysfunctionally ran
Patrick Mahomes gets to
league.
play the Chargers and the Raiders and the Broncos.
The Raiders are the only dysfunctional franchise in that group. The Broncos have won a Super Bowl in the last 10 years.
We're talking about now.
The Chargers are always competitive. And
what any team did 10 years ago, the Chiefs were like.
When's the last time the Jets were good?
Yo, my man Chad Pennington. Shout out to Miami Legends.
That's what I'm saying. You were still in high school. The Patriots
had a top
Brady.
They would have.
We are who we are.
They'd be good now if they let Robert Saleh and that top-ranked defense play it out, but they wouldn't let him do it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda had a boost, but that's the point. Josh Allen, I'm not saying he's not top 3. He's great, but he does play in a bad division, and that does help.
If Tua was 100% healthy, you take Tua over Jalen Hurts?
No.
Go Knicks?
No.
Aaron Rodgers?
Like, I mean, come on, he's 40.
We're winning. It's a year. It's a game. I just need you this year to win the Super Bowl. We're not building a franchise.
I'm going to base it on the last year I saw him in Green Bay. I take Tua over Aaron Rodgers.
I'm talking about Jalen Hurts over Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Jalen Hurts for sure.
No. Dak Prescott?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay. All right. Brock Purdy.
Jalen Hurts.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see this year. Trust me. I love telling y'all I told you so. So that's this. We'll see what happens.
I think the quarterback on that list that you are going to reverse course on the hardest. And if I'm wrong, hey, look, I'll come back on here and I'll say it because I want this kid to be successful. It's going to be Jalen. It's going to be Jaden Daniels. It is. I'm telling you.
I'm not worried about. I don't think Jaden Daniels will get CJ Strouded. I don't see one of those like weird second year slump things. He just has too much going on for him.
And the reason why I think that will happen is, one, they're going to have a harder schedule naturally. That division is going to be much better this year. And the second thing is, there are other guys in his draft class that I think will be better than him this year. Like, I think JJ McCarthy will be better than him this year.
I think JJ McCarthy is going to be nice. I love JJ McCarthy in Michigan. I think JJ is going to be nice. I know people.
I think Drake May is going to be better too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Stephon Diggs trying to nuke that play
Here you
before
go.
it starts.
I can't wait till Diggs goes back to Buffalo, drops 152 touchdowns, 10 catches.
I don't know. We'll see. They're good for it once a year. I mean, I'm not. The Patriots usually beat us. It don't matter. We'll know what's going on at the end of the season. So I'm not too stressed out about it.